I'm sitting down here at the Crown Heads and Ozgener Family Cigars booth with none other than Jon Huber. Crown Heads, thank
Cheers.
you very much.
Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thank you.
Always good to see you.
I appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Absolutely.
So, down and dirty, let's just get right into it. What do you got new coming out that the people need to know about?
Well, first and foremost, we've got Crown Heads Broadway. That's our new regular production release. On Tim's side, on the Oz family side,
Yeah.
he's got Caratoba. That's his new regular production release. And then we're introducing a new look for Crown Heads, a rebrand, basically, that we're starting in 3 existing brands. And then throughout the rest of the year, you'll see other brands rolling into this same look, same format.
Can I ask why the rebrand? Did you just want like a fresh coat of paint, so to speak, or were you was it more deep than that?
You know, it really started in February of 24. We had a sales meeting in Nashville, and we were all at Casa de Monte Cristo. We wanted to take a look at our shelf space, so we went into their humidor, and they carry pretty much every SKU we do. And I stepped back, 30,000 foot view, whatever, and I looked, and I'm like, La Vereda, Mil Diaz, Juarez, Four Kicks, La Imperiosa, all brands I'm very proud of,
Yeah.
but I would never have guessed objectively that any of them were connected to the same company. And so I was like, we need something, and we used to try to do the shelf talkers that say Crown Heads underneath everything.
Yes.
Foot bands, all this kind of a thing. But it was time. Like, if we wanted to we got to a certain level, if we wanted to get to the next level, we needed to be more cohesive, more recognizable in the humidor. And that was what really kind of went, okay, we need to do something here. And then like a month later, what was it? When was PCA? April of last year.
March last year.
March last year.
Yes.
So a month later, we met Juan Carlos Fondier from the Dominican Republic at the trade show. Had a brief talk with him, and we're like, okay, let's give this a shot. And we started working very diligently, and it took every bit of a year to create what you see now.
And it looks great. I really like the new look, but are you concerned that it's going to confuse people in the humidor, especially at the beginning, because you're going to see, the old brand and then the new branding, and people will be like, "Is this the same company? Like, what's going on?"
I don't think. I mean, obviously, that's always a concern when you start the process.
Yeah.
So the goal is, how do you level up the presentation without sacrificing the brand identity?
Right.
I don't foresee a problem with that. In fact, if anything, it's more recognizable as Crown Heads now.
It really is.
Now it really identifies Crown Heads as opposed to like, oh, I smoke Mil Diaz. I didn't know you guys do La Imperiosa. How many times have I heard that? I'll hear that more than people being confused about the packaging.
I remember we had you on the podcast a few years ago, and we talked about LEs versus core line. And you had told me, you said, I think the industry's kind of jumped the shark with the LEs. Does that hurt core? Does that hurt your core? I mean, in the past few years, you've kind of pruned the tree a little bit.
Yeah.
Was that because of the LEs? Because your LEs, they're infamous. They're absolutely, all of them have always been bangers.
Thank you.
And so, like you just said, you make Mil Diaz. I didn't know you made La Imperiosa.
Right.
And La Imperiosa is a fantastic cigar.
It really is.
So how does this rebrand, are you really trying to focus more on the core line and getting people to realize this is all the same company?
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And so the LEs, to your point, going forward, those won't change. Like, I'm not going to change the face and the look of Calaveras or Mule Kick or any of the legacy, LEs that we do. Those will all look pretty much the same going forward. But the core brands that's what we're really trying to build, is the regular production brands and make those cohesive and readily identifiable. Perfect example, you walk into a humidor, you could easily say, oh, that's the Padron section, that's the My Father section, that's the XYZ section, this is the Rocky Patel section. We never had that, even though we had enough SKUs to create a footprint. So now I'm hopeful that with this start among these Broadway, Mil Diaz Maduro, and La Imperiosa, we'll have a good start to that footprint. And also, not to interrupt you, but
go ahead.
You go to La Imperiosa, for instance, everybody's blown away by oh my God, this is amazing, it's beautiful. It's going to encourage trial. And people are going to be like, they're going to think by accident it's a new cigar, and they're going to smoke it and like, oh my God, this is great. Who does this? Oh, this is La Imperiosa. It's been out since 2015.
That's I didn't even think about that with the new rebrand. People, I've never smoked this before.
Exactly.
It's Crown Heads. I'm going to pick it up. That's brilliant. But you guys have going through some changes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Conder just announced his retirement. Mm-hmm. He's going to go on the golf course a lot more, I would imagine.
I don't know how much more you can possibly golf than he's already been golfing. I'm sure Mike might or may not see this at some point, but no, he's, let's just say he's kind of already eased into that position for quite some time. So,
well, that's good. Yeah.
Listen, I love Mike. Mike, God bless him. He gave me the opportunity to create everything you see here. He really did. Because I had no exit strategy from CAO. I was just going to ride the wave to the shore, and I figured the right plan's going to present itself, and the right plan was Mike. Mike's like, hey, do you want to do something? And 12 years later, whatever, this is what it is.
This is what it is, and it's blown up. I mean, you've come a long way with this in the last.
Thanks, man. We've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go.
Yeah, the journey's never over.
No, the journey's the fun part of it. The destination isn't fun. I don't want to get to the destination.
No, nobody wants that.
I want to just enjoy the ride. But now, to your point, Mike has officially retired. Tim acquired his shares. So now it's just Tim and I running the company. We're going to run Crown Heads and Oz Family in tandem. And I'm not just saying this to say it, but it's just a renewed sense of energy now in the company with having Tim back. And, he and I go back to the 90s, right? I mean, we were working at CAO. So we've always worked together really well. We're like brothers, and it's been fun. It's been really fun. And
the last couple of years working with him, like having him kind of back in the fold and really like the day to day, I would imagine you guys have a nice rhythm now together. So moving him into that position and him acquiring Mike's shares, it's just
it's kind of a natural evolution.
Yeah.
Tim came back, 21, 22? So he's been back for a few years. But now he's back in the sense of like, in the operational sense of the word, like he's in the office with me, like for at least 4 days a week, sometimes 5. So we have that energy, like, let's make something happen. But when like Mike's been working remotely for the better part of like 6 years now, and not having that presence, there's a lack of that immediacy right there. And Tim being in Nashville and being in the office and, hey man, what's up? Let's go. It's just a different vibe now in the office.
Does he bring a different energy than what Mike had?
Oh, 100%.
That is it?
100%. Like Tim and I will we'll last text might go at 10 o'clock at night. Bro, I got this, and we're just constantly bam, bam, bam. Towards the end, Mike was like, I'd send a text and I'd be like, a week later, I'd ask Miguel, have you heard from Mike? No, have you? No. Adam, have you heard from Mike? No, I don't know, where's that? So there was that disconnection,
Right.
And there's a real good connection now.
Well, I think that disconnection, you're doing such a great job. You're killing it with Crown Heads. Mike probably felt he didn't need to be in the day-to-day and in the office. And
he's now, to be clear, we kept him on as a consultant.
Yes.
So what we utilize Mike mostly for is like, we'll have bi-weekly or bi-monthly, whatever the heck it is, like financial forecast meetings, P&Ls, all that tedious stuff.
All the tedious business stuff.
Tim and I are not like that. We're like, let's make something happen. Let's create something. And Mike's very good about planning, forecasting. Okay, cash flow. You got this coming in, this going out, da 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 da. So that's what.
So you and Tim are the creative drive behind it, and Mike's the guy that goes, "Hey, we've got all this stuff to fill out." Like
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Kind of a bummer when you think about it.
I like to, and I have been able to. That's been the beauty of it. But now, it's I think we've all done this enough. Like Adam's done he's our COO now, and he's done the financial stuff enough that I think you could, take the training wheels off. You know how to do this. Go on. So we're all growing up.
And Miguel moving into
VP of Sales.
VP of Sales, like,
Yep.
congratulations to him. I was able to see him this morning and tell him that, like, I'm very happy for him. He's been killing it for you forever.
He was a great get. I joked that in 2017 when he finally signed on with us, that was the third time I had gone after him, and it was. The first time I thought we had a deal, then he backed out. Second time we were real close, he backed out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make one more run at this kid, and if it doesn't happen, I'm done. And yeah,
Third time's the charm.
He's been great.
Yeah,
He's one of the best in the industry at what he does. I firmly believe that. We're very lucky to have him.
Yeah, absolutely. And your sales team's always killing it. But speaking of you being a creator and being creative, you do a lot of Instagram. A lot of reels. You get up in the morning and you take a walk and you're smoking a cigar and you just get on.
I think it's important.
I was going to ask that. A lot of manufacturers don't find it that important. Some do. There's definitely a handful.
If you're George Padron, you don't need it.
Do you think you'll ever get to the point where you don't think you need it?
No. I enjoy it.
Do you really?
I really do. I enjoy connecting. Because, see, I'm not one of these guys that's in the stores signing and saying hi, and I don't hit the road like that. So this is my way of connecting with my consumer and my loyal fan base, whatever you want to call it. And that's a luxury to me, to be able to connect with people. So yeah, I would never stop doing it.
Our theme for the show this year is family and legacy, and you have created a family. Miguel, it's 2017, right? He's family.
Yeah.
Tim's been family.
Yep.
Right? And even with Mike moving into the consultant role and spending more time on the golf course, he's family. Mm-hmm. And when you connect with the consumers, you're really adopting them into your family as well.
100%.
I think that's very important for people to understand, because that's what this industry is all about.
It's a relationship-driven business.
Absolutely.
There's no question. And I've been fortunate through social media to develop virtual friendships that actually are meaningful, that I'll hear from the same set of guys like every day. And it's cool. It's not a burden. It's a luxury to be able to do that.
It really is.
Yeah, so I'm active on IG. And some people like that connect with me for the first time, they're like, who is this? And I'm like, my name's Jon Huber. Like, oh, is it? I thought it was some guy or what? Like, no. Why would I hire somebody to do this?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
but there's a lot.
Real.
Yeah, but there's a lot of companies that do that, and I feel like they kind of miss the boat a little bit and not really have that opportunity.
I think social media is all about authenticity, and the most unauthentic thing you can do is hire somebody to speak on your behalf.
No, absolutely, so. I would agree. Just quickly, what's next for you this year? Anything in the works for later on?
Lots in the works. I guess the next thing really is Las Calaveras 25.
Yep.
We just validated the blend on that, finalizing the packaging, the design, going to order the materials, order the cigars. We're a little bit behind on that because of the rebrand, but that'll probably be out June. So Calaveras, and then getting all of this stuff on the shelves. That'll happen in May. And then I've got another second half of the year of the LEs.
Which, by the way, the Las Calaveras Decimo,
yeah,
number 2 cigar.
Was it really?
Yeah, I love that cigar.
Man.
It's such a great cigar.
Garcias, all the Garcias, man. Everything they touch turns to gold for us. I'm so grateful to those guys.
Jon, you're killing it. I appreciate you sitting down, taking the time today. I hope you continue to have a great show.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you soon.
Good to see you, man. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Jon.
Cheers.